Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of PowerTalk brought to you by SKELEC, your number one utility provider. My name is Geneisha Hendrickson. I am the Corporate Communications Officer at SKELEC. This morning, we are starting the celebrations of CARICOM Energy Month, and I have two wonderful gentlemen with me. And the theme for Energy Month this year is Invest, Innovate, Sustain, Leading the Charge in a Renewable Energy Frontiers. Good morning, Mr. Dinazio, and good morning, Mr. Brown. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Yes, good morning, same.
All right, and so we'll start our discussion. So my first question to you, with customers or persons hearing the theme this year, Invest, Innovate, Sustain, Leading the Charge in Renewable Energy Frontiers, what does this mean for the energy unit and how does it reflect your current mission?
Okay. First, the team point out that our transition into renewable energy, we are basically entering a new frontier because as of now, over 90% of our energy is generated from fossil fuel. So it's something new that we are entering. In order to make this transition, we have to invest. Most, if not all, of the renewable energy portfolios require large capital investment upfront. So we have to invest not only in the capital, but in things like the human resource development associated with it. Because it wasn't here at the time we were doing renewable energy. The knowledge about solar PV and batteries and so forth, it wasn't something that a lot of people were training in before. So we have to invest in that. The other thing, given our size and our limited resources, we have to come up with innovative ways of making this transition. And then sustain, we could look at that from two perspectives. One is that renewable energy is sustainable. Once we move to renewable energy, we would have a more sustainable society, more sustainable infrastructure, energy infrastructure. And the other way to look at it, we have to sustain the momentum. Once we start, we have to sustain the momentum. Things like training, for example. We have to, whatever renewable energy resources we put in, we have to maintain them and make sure that they last a long time. We have to train persons in the field to deal with it. So that's basically what the team is saying. And the energy unit job is to help facilitate this transition.
All right, then. Thank you, Mr. Brown, and thank you very much for explaining that in very much detail. So as we continue, can you share any upcoming or current renewable energy projects the energy unit has led or supported in the recent years?
Okay. First, we go with the geothermal, which is in Nevis. That is under development. It's at this stage where bids were sent out for the drilling, and the tenders were received. They were evaluated. That evaluation is now with the Caribbean Development Bank for further review. And once that review is done, they would hoping to start actual drilling early next year.
Okay.
The other one, we are working on a utility solar project, a large-scale utility solar project in the Bastia Valley area. The other one, which we would talk a bit more about later, is the rooftop solar project, where it would launch sometime this month. The program would launch, where you would have persons put in solar on the rooftop and be compensated for the energy that they feed back into the grid. Then we have several consultancies that were going on looking at capacity development, some design of the infrastructure, for example, the interconnection, design for the interconnection between St. Kitts and Nevis. When the interconnection is made, you would want control rooms. They're designing that. We would want grid upgrades. As we put in more and more renewable energy, the infrastructure would need upgrading. They're looking at that. And then we have the SKN 100 project, which is putting rooftop solar on several government buildings, both in St. Kitts and Nevis. There will be reviewing, rewriting the existing energy policy, which is outdated, and they're also reviewing our energy-related legislation. So those are some of the things that are ongoing, and the energy unit is either leading or supporting.
All right, and so I guess GQ can buy his solar panel shortly and put it on your roof.
Save money. So spend your money, save your money.
So, Dinazio or Bertil, what innovations in renewable energy are you most excited about, especially those relevant to small island development states like ours?
Well, I would just say I'm most excited about the geothermal. So, we are a hurricane-prone region, and geothermal proposes a technology that allows us to generate energy without as much risk from the hurricanes. Because solar can get damaged from hurricanes, wind can get damaged from hurricanes, geothermal not so much. Plus, the resource is more available than both solar and wind. So, if we do get the geothermal on stream within a few years, we will be looking at a very good power supply for St. Kitts and Nevis. So I'm very much excited about that.
So can you let us know the benefits? Because we may be looking at, just geothermal. What will be the benefits for the normal consumer or even for the utility providers such as SKELEC or Nevelec?
Well, one of the things is that is less maintenance costs. It's higher upfront costs, but less maintenance costs, which means that you'll be producing power at a lower. Well, hopefully, if all goes well, we should be looking at lower prices for electricity if all goes well.
Okay, so we're crossing our fingers.
Yes, crossing our fingers. Yes.
All right then, and then so then the geothermal will be based in Nevis. So I know Mr. Brown spoke about the inter-island connection. Will that also be a part of the inter-island connection as well to get the power from Nevis to St. Kitts?
Yes, so there's a overarching project, the Geneisha, and that involves the interconnection of the two grids, St. Kitts and Nevis grids. Plus, of course, St. Kitts has some geothermal potentially, so we could actually tap into hopefully we probably could tap into that at some point as well. So we could have geothermal in both St. Kitts and Nevis.
Oh, that's great. So, how does the energy unit ensure that sustainability is not just a buzzword, but a measurable outcome in its energy programs?
Well, Dr. Brown spoke a lot on that earlier. One of the things is training. Training is going to be very important. And we've been working on a lot of different initiatives, a lot of different stakeholders, one of which is CFBC. CFBC has a Center of Excellence that does training. And we have also been looking at other opportunities across the region as well. So the minister and we participated in a meeting just recently. And one of the things they're looking at is to develop what they call a STAR Center. Is with the International Solar Alliance, they're going to develop a STAR Center in the OECS. So persons from the OECS have access to a state-of-the-art training facility that could train persons in solar installation. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And then there's also a lot of the activities that we're doing would involve like energy efficiency and sustaining a lot of the work that we're doing. So we actually want to develop programs that will last within the energy unit. So I don't want to speak about the launch just yet. I don't want to jump the gun, but we are going to be developing policies that allow us that sustainability.
All right then. So GQ, we'll pause. We have any callers at this time? All right then, our callers are listening. So as we continue, what How is the energy unit addressing energy equality, ensuring that all citizens benefit from renewable energy advancements?
I think this is time to talk about the launch.
Okay. First, let me say, we go back to training. One of the things that when we are doing training, in fact, some of the training is funded by these international organizations, and one of the things that they stress is female participation, so gender equity. So whenever we have training and we sponsor training, we try to go out of our way to get females involved in the training. The other thing that you say is hopefully renewable energy would reduce, not hopefully, the renewable energy is expected to reduce the price of energy. So the poor persons, for want of a better word, low-income persons would see the benefit. It would give them more disposable income. And then we have the rooftop solar, which, as opposed to the large utility scale project that require tens, even hundreds of millions of dollars investment, you have the rooftop solar that other persons who can't afford that, who can't invest in the utility scale solar could invest in. So you have opportunities for other persons who don't have that large capital thing.
All right, and thank you very much. So,
I don't know if you want to.
do you have anything to add?
Oh, well, just to piggyback on that, we actually want to, we're looking into launching a policy and a program this month as part of the Energy Month activities. And that is aimed at facilitating the same level of involvement with the persons in our society to get involved in the solar. So it is going to, we've been speaking about it for a long time. I know you talk about buzzwords, so we are going to move towards action now. And it will allow persons to get compensated for the renewable energy that they generate into the grid. So that launch is going to be in the last week of November. We're aiming for at least the 26th of November. And it's going to be both a launch and a workshop. So persons are going to get, we're going to explain how the process works and how you can apply and whatnot. And that will be one of our activities for this month.
So we're actually starting the training then?
Yes. And we'll also be launching an EV transition policy, electric vehicle transition policy, because that's another innovation that I like. Saying it's a very small country, and EVs, you can drive very far. Once you go in, according to the minister, once you drive in from home to work and back, you can actually get around St. Kitts fairly well on a single charge. So it is very good for the country, and we are going to be looking at incentives for persons to bring in EVs. In fact, right now you can actually get an EV for just as cheap as a brand new electric vehicle, for even cheaper in some instances than a regular internal combustion engine. So, it is going to be a benefit for all people. So that is something that we're going to launch at the end of this month as well.
So GQ, you're going to get your EV?
You got my attention.
So, my other question, with all the benefits that we're facing in going to a more renewable state and a more sustainable state, what challenges does the energy unit face in transitioning the nation to a more sustainable energy future, and how are you overcoming them?
The main challenge is capital, the upfront investment. Unlike fossil fuel, where the upfront investment is small, but then the price comes after in terms of buying the fuel. With the renewable energy projects, the capital investment is very high. And then in case wind, solar, even geothermal, there is no fuel to buy after that. And so that is the main thing. The minister has been secure. Well, first we're going the IPP route, which is the independent power producer, like for solar. In that way, a private sector would spend that capital upfront instead of the utility, or instead of the government, and then the utility would be paying back when they buy the energy from the from the private sector. In terms of the infrastructure upgrade, the government has been seeking low interest loans, so that the burden of paying back those loans are much lower. So, but that is one of the ways that we are trying to overcome the issue with capital costs.
All right, then, Geneisha, do you have anything to add?
Well, I would actually add capacity as well. We will need persons who are trained to work on these projects. There's a small group of persons that are very qualified and they're very good as well. But we're gonna need, if we're gonna be investing this heavily in renewable energy, we're gonna need more persons locally, because that's another thing with sustainability. It will be better for us to have local personnel to work on these projects than to have to, bring in persons to work on them. Especially as it relates to females. We don't have that many females in the sector, and we would want to see a lot more, because there are opportunities for females within the sector. We want to see more females in the sector being involved in these projects.
All right, then, thank you. So you mentioned earlier about the month of activities. Can you explain or discuss to our listeners the different Energy Month activities for this month?
Sure, no problem. We had our minister give his address to start off the month already. We're going to be celebrating with the Antioch Baptist Church on this Sunday to open up the month of activities. We're going to be doing some radio interviews like we normally do. And then we have, of course, I spoke about the launch, which is at the end of the month. So we want to focus a lot on this year on the launch. It's a very big project for us of the program and the policy. And then to wrap up the month, we're going to do a little health walk. We're going to be walking the F.T. Williams Highway. I'm going to bring more details later on. So keep posted on the Energy Unit's social media pages for details on the walk. The LED glow walk. It's a very good walk. It's a night walk. So we're going to be posting more details later. And two activities that I'm very interested in this year, the Unplug Me Day. Instead of doing the Unplug Me Week, which we normally do, we're doing a day. So every Wednesday, today is actually Unplug Me Day. Every Wednesday, we're going to be celebrating Unplug Me Day, where we are encouraging persons to plug out any devices that they don't normally use throughout the day. And that will help with energy conservation, because a lot of these devices, they pull electricity even though you're not using them. So, yes. So plug them out every Wednesday, and we're hoping that you can actually see the savings, so you're encouraged to keep that habit going into the rest of the year. And the next one, which I'm very excited about, is the No Iron Day. According to the region, is No Iron Day, but in St. Kitts we call it Rough Dry Friday. So every Friday this year, instead of last year we did it one day, every Friday you're not ironing your clothes. You come to work rough, dry. You're saving time in the morning. You're saving energy in the process as well. And we're not doing any shameful anything this year. And Fridays, just come to work with your clothes not iron. Not only that, but we know our people are very competitive. We're small, but we're taller, and we're very competitive like that. So we want to do a competition this year, and it's more of a popularity contest in a way. We call it Don't Press Me. So the idea, don't press me. So the idea is you're going to wear your rough dry clothes, take a picture, post it on Facebook specifically. You're going to use the hashtag don't press me, like DOH press PRESS me, ME. So don't press me. Hashtag don't press me. Hashtag no iron day with your name. And we have details that will be available as well. And you can win a cash prize. So there's an individual prize and there's a school prize. Schools can participate on their own, and there will be like a group prize for the school, and then you have an individual prize where I won't say the prize just yet. I want to leave it for the poster. You can actually win a cash prize just in time for Carnival, simply by not ironing your clothes and posting on social media. So how it works is that every week we're gonna be looking at who gets the most likes on Facebook, and then you get points based on that. The person with the most points at the end of the month will be getting that cash prize. So the competition is called Don't Press Me. Very simple. Don't iron your clothes. Post a picture on social media, on Facebook, with your hashtags, and you could actually win a cash prize.
Interesting.
With terms and conditions applied in order for your the persons that are liking your posts to be qualified as a point, they have to be following the Energy Unit's Facebook page.
Okay.
So in
That's correct.
order to for your point to be valid, you have to be following the Energy Unit's Facebook page, and then you can get that point. And it's a wonderful cash prize. I will encourage anybody, GQ, you could participate and we split the cash prize. So follow the Energy Unit's Facebook page, and you can also visit their website. What
Yes, it's energyunit.gov.kn.
And what's your Facebook page?
The Facebook is Take Its Nearest Energy Unit.
Okay, so please follow the Facebook page and the website closely. They will be posting information starting from today for the entire month. Don't feel free to follow. Don't miss out. Yes, so don't be afraid to miss out on any opportunities. It's a wonderful cash prize. We're going into the festive season, and you can have that wonderful cash prize to buy a nice gift, to treat yourself, or to go on a lovely vacation.
Or to pay for your hair when you're going into the troops.
Or to put towards the costume.
Or to put towards the costume.
So we at SKELEC also are partnering with the Energy Unit, and we're encouraging the persons to participate in the different activities, especially the Unplug Me Day, as that's energy conservation, where you would see a drastic difference in your electricity bill if you plug out the appliances not in use. Because one of the common practices I realize is that when we charge our phones, we finish charging the phone, we unplug the phone, but we leave the charger plugged in. Not because it's not connected into your phone, it is burning electricity and it is using electricity. So if you're not using it, unplug it. And for the Rough Dry Fridays, we could participate. We don't have to iron on the Sundays when we're doing the iron. We can forget the Friday clothes, and just that little time saved can make a drastic difference in your bill. So,
you from 134 to 135.
Because of GQ. So, GQ, we have any callers at this time? Okay, GQ is proving that he is following the page.
Yes.
So thank you very much, GQ, and we want to encourage all our callers, please follow their page and keep up to date. Even after the month of activities, they will be posting stuff all month, all the different months, all year round, to educate you on what they're doing and the different projects to make us into a more renewable and sustainable state. So GQ, as we close, do we have any closing remarks from you gentlemen?
Just to encourage persons to participate in the public events that we will be having for Energy Month, like the church service, the LED glow walk, the Rough Dry Fridays, and so forth. And to follow us throughout the year, and to keep conserving energy.
All right, then, Ignacio?
Yes, I'll just piggyback on what Dr. Brown said and just re-emphasize, don't iron your clothes on Friday. Thank you.
So we like to encourage our listeners once again, please follow the Energy Unit's Facebook page and also follow SKELEC's Facebook page. If you have any faults or you're experiencing anything, please be sure to call us at 465-2013 or 465-2000, and our auto attendant will surely assist you, and the information reach us. Or feel free to message us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll be sure to readily assist you at all times. We want to tell you that we love you and have a wonderful day.